What's up, man?
Nothing much. Episode 25, quarter of a century.
Hey.
Or quarter of 100. Finally decided it's a good time right now to be a Godzilla fan.
Correct.
I can't remember years of being a Godzilla fan not having this much content like all at once. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, with -1 releasing, Godzilla and Kong, the new Empire coming out, and then there's a lot of fan films that are on YouTube that are being released. So figured, hey, it's probably a good time to talk about some Godzilla, Gojira,
Yeah,
G-Man. And on this episode, we're gonna bring on Eric, who is also a very large Godzilla fan. Welcome, Eric.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's going.
All right.
It's going. I have an idea, Brandon, real quick before we get started in this. I was like, yeah, how, we're on YouTube for the most part, other than the podcast channels, and my uncle's always been like telling me like, well, you should put this on the YouTube video so people got something to watch. And I was like driving the other day, and I was like, man, we should just like download the Windows Media Player graphics from back in the day,
And just let that go.
Yeah, just let that play and watch that for hours. Just during the podcast, just watch people watch it like cats.
Yeah.
And I would sit at a computer for hours watching that as AIM, just looking over. Yeah.
Dude, it's been a minute since I've seen that.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I had to look it up. I'm like, man, do they have that?
All right, cool.
Yeah, so Godzilla. Brandon, how were you introduced to the big man?
Actually, it was funny because I was just talking to my aunt this morning about it. We went and me and my son went to see -1, and she was like, "Oh, you're still in the Godzilla?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "So my aunt who passed away years ago, she's the one who got me put into Godzilla, and never looked back. She just kept going, But yeah, she was a real big fan of Godzilla, and it made me a huge fan of Godzilla. So,
right.
Yeah, it's cool. I love it.
I never thought, like, if you were to tell me in like 2004 that I would be 37, completely amped, going to
you would
see
be 37 either way. Yes.
Yeah, going to see a dubbed or a non-dubbed subtitle Japanese Godzilla movie in the theater and being completely amped through the whole thing and loving it and actually calling it like a fantastic movie, I'd have called you crazy. I'd called you nuts.
That's what she was like. Ain't that movie all in Japanese? I was like, yeah. I was like, and Hayden sat through the whole thing. I was like, I don't think he read it. I think he watched it, but he didn't read it.
Yeah,
because he kept saying like, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool if they did this?" I was like, "Are you reading it, dude?"
Yeah,
because they are. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah. This is literally what they're doing, Hayden. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I grew up. It was pretty much my dad. I got introduced to it. I think Godzilla versus Gigan was my first Godzilla movie I remember seeing.
Okay.
And pretty much watched them all. He's a huge icon. Godzilla. You show anyone it, they know anyone.
Yeah, everyone.
Godzilla in any form, maybe except for 1998. We'll get there. In any form, they know who it is. And I pretty much, my whole childhood was just Godzilla movies all over the place, and then eventually reared back to King of the Monsters and found out that, okay, his roots are a lot darker than what I was led to believe most of my childhood. So, Eric, spoiler warning for listeners out there, Eric and I are brothers, so... Eric, how were you? How were you introduced? I pretty much know your story.
Yeah, I mean, I was so young, I don't technically remember the exact first time. I would say, like, my two earliest memories are either Godzilla vs. Gigan or Son of Godzilla.
Oh,
okay.
Dude, Son of Godzilla. It's alright to be your favorite movie when you're like a 5-year-old kid.
Yeah.
It's definitely tough to look back on.
It ages like a cup of milk in a car in the middle of July.
I mean, there's still nostalgia to it. I can still watch it and enjoy it, but
Run for it!
I'm trying to think what my like first memory. I want to say it's probably Mothra. If I actually had to guess, I think
Godzilla vs.
probably-
Mothra?
Yeah, that had to been like the 64.
That was a badass
yeah.
movie.
It had to been that one.
That one was awesome.
I mean, I've seen like the original, like obviously early on too, but I think
Yeah.
Mothra is the one that stuck out the most in
Yeah.
my memory. So
Yeah. So, Godzilla has been around since 1954. So we are well. I mean, this guy is like James Bond. He has a ton of movies,
Oh, yeah.
and he has different eras. Which I'm just gonna do the advisory out here real quick. I'm gonna destroy all of these names. I am the worst at pronunciating names, like period. So with these with these Japanese names.
do you need me to help you along? I mean,
Yes, Eric.
Okay.
I need you. Eric took Japanese for a while, and
I don't know if you know this, Ryan, but none of those words are in Japanese.
no, yeah. So
Just heads up.
I'm just talking about the names. So there are different eras. So 1954 to 1975 was the Showa era.
Yep.
Era. See, I'm already
That's the
mispronouncing.
original era.
That's the original. 1984 to 1995 is the Heisei era.
Heisei?
Heisei.
Heisei,
See,
yeah.
there we go. Thanks, Eric. That's why we
Yeah.
have you here. Heisei era. Number 3, I like to ignore, is the TriStar era. Number 4, which we'll talk about, is the Millennium era, 1999 to 2004. And then the Monsterverse is 2014 till current. And the Reiwa
Reiwa.
era. I keep saying era is 2019 on, which is Shin Godzilla, the Godzilla anime, and then is that -1? What
That's
is
-1.
That's
Yeah.
-1
They're
too?
on-
No,
They're
yeah.
that one.
Same era. It's just they don't have to have shared continuity. Some of
Right.
them do, but they don't have to.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, let's run down the list. And Godzilla had some massive dark undertones when he was first introduced. We've touched on it on a bunch of the episodes, but he's pretty much a symbolism for nuclear war, the bombs that were dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. I said those right. Super dark. I mean, even though what I never knew growing up, I found this out when I was much older, was the one that we saw with Raymond Burr was Americanized. It was actually, they just had him pretty much put into the Japanese film Gojira, and he literally is there just for the purpose of narrating.
Yeah.
Eric, you pointed out the greatest quote he's ever said. The greatest quote ever, you pointed this out to me and it was hilarious, was go.
It's big and terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so, I've never seen anything like it. And it's funny because I'll touch base on this. Cloverfield kind of took a jab at that. Do you remember that? When she's like, they're in the high-rise apartment, and she goes, "What is that?" And you see him coming. You see the big Cloverfield monster coming, and he's like, "Oh, it's big, and it's horrible. It's a terrible thing." And they're running down the stairs or whatever.
I guess I didn't grab that one.
Didn't catch that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Right when he said that, I thought of my brother. I have a really funny Cloverfield story that we'll tell later. But I thought of my brother right away when I saw it. I was like, "Oh, that's the clever Raymond Burr quote. It's big and it's terrible."
Yeah.
But
Nice.
yeah, I would put this. Being a kid, this wasn't my favorite movie because black and white and really serious. It was some serious
Really
shit.
dark too, right? Like the actual footage was dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
grainy. We grew up on VHS, so it was brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal. But I just found out in 2019, I think it was, Eric, I sent it to you, they actually colorized the movie, Brandon.
Oh, no way.
They colorized a clip of it. I don't know if they plan on releasing the whole thing in color, but it was awesome.
They'll do it, I'm sure. I don't know who did that, if it was fan done or what.
No, it was Toho. Toho did it, and it looked pretty cool. I liked it. But yeah, the Americans Americanized it. I'm glad they didn't do that to -1. They do it later, with Godzilla, 1985 or 84, whatever. There's so many Godzilla movies with multiple titles, but
it's 84.
Yeah,
but
came out in
Godzilla's
85.
Return,
something like that. I think that was the
or is
initial
it
name for it.
Revenge in Japan?
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But so King of the Monsters, or Gojira, was released in 54. 55, they spit right out with Godzilla Raids Again. This was the last of the old ones I've ever seen. I never knew it existed until like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty brutal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they called it They called him Gigantus. It was
That's
like the
one
second.
I know I had to have seen it, but I don't really remember that one as much.
I think it's one of the fewer known ones. They have one of the classic monsters that follows them till the forever, which I'm surprised they haven't brought back in anything else. But Anguirus.
Yeah,
Awesome.
You know, he hasn't been in a film in like 40 years.
Long time. And he was like his sidekick in a couple movies.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah,
seen it.
Anguirus
Okay.
used to be my
Yes.
favorite.
Right.
growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they
but-
spit. Oh, go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, he hasn't been in a Godzilla movie since 1947. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla?
47, 67.
Yeah, dude.
67, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
back
I
in
read that
time.
wrong.
They went back
Yeah.
in time.
His
They
last
released
appearance
it.
was before the first one.
Yeah. All the listeners are like, "What the fuck?" Sorry, that 4 looked like a 6. Or 6 looked like a 4. Damn it. So, dude, we went 10 years without a Godzilla movie, and they decided to do this shit.
Mhm.
I don't know if you know, but initially, it was going to be Godzilla versus Frankenstein.
What?
Yes,
Oh my
But-
god!
they decided
Just
to go.
just squashes him. And movie's done. He just goes
Yeah.
back into the water.
They decided to do
Wow.
King Kong.
Okay.
That's why King
Yeah.
Kong, when he gets like electrocuted, he develops those powers, like
Oh jeez.
a Sith Lord. Wow, wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. That's probably where they got it from. Like, hey. Yeah,
Like what he did.
this was the first time Godzilla's suit was so bad.
Hmm.
This is I thought this was one of the worst suits that they've had. They made Godzilla look pretty freaking brutal. The jaw like out.
Yeah, there's a few of them that just look a little off.
Yeah, there's a couple scenes that they're like toys. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then a classic scene, the tree in the mouth of Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
They actually, I'm glad they brought that back in Godzilla vs Kong with the axe handle.
The axe, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
glad
but wasn't
they do
he
that.
shoving like the leaf part down into like Godzilla's mouth?
I think
like,
it was the roots. I can't remember.
Was it the roots?
I think it was the roots.
For some reason, when I picture it in my head, I just picture him doing it with the leaf side. But
Yeah.
it's been years since I've seen that movie.
Yeah. They're like carrying King Kong with balloons. He's just like, "Ugh."
Yeah, it was a root side. It was.
Yeah.
You had the root side
Was it?
in there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was one of the most like as a kid growing up, we could enjoy it. I mean, it is what it is. I was like 3 or 4 years old. But I feel like if I were to show my kids that now, they'd be like, huh.
Oh, I did.
Did
I
you?
did. Before we went and seen Godzilla Kong in theaters, and before that, I was like, "You're gonna have to watch the original first."
Yeah.
And so we sat there, and my son was just looking at it like, "Are you serious right now?"
You're about
like,
to take me to go see a
This
movie
is what
like
we
this?
watched, dude. This was it. I could be wrong, but wasn't this movie the first one in the series to be in color?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're
Because-
right. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was cool. I like the whole thing.
Yeah.
But those movies, they're perfect to show younger kids before they know any like new stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
That's the only way you can really get kids.
The only
to appreciate
downfall
it,
I had
feel.
on that movie was King Kong didn't look as good as he
No.
should have. You know,
Yeah.
I
No.
feel like they really look like a mashed potato face.
Yeah.
and just kind of, you know,
Yeah. Looked like my 6
put
year
it on a dirty carpet, and there's
Yeah.
King Kong, dude. You know,
Yeah.
but
like a 6-year-old's.
I feel like
art
they
project.
put more emphasis on Godzilla, obviously because it was a Godzilla movie, right? But
Mm-hmm.
King Kong eventually is a big character now. It's like holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
It's interesting. Yeah. And Kong won at the end.
Yeah, he did.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Remember, he's like walked back. He's just like, I'm done.
In the water.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
it matter which version you saw?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure.
I feel like I have a feeling for American audiences they kind of.
Oh, they had to have.
I remember hearing that like the original Japanese ending. I think it's still kind of. What's the word I'm looking for? Like ambiguous on what's going on.
Yeah.
But
I could imagine like us back in the day, like, yeah, we're still not over it. We're not gonna let Godzilla win. No.
yeah.
Shoot the
Yeah,
monkey
right.
in the water. We're gonna get this. Kong won.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
then,
that was cool.
yeah, after that, this was weird to me. Like I said, I grew up with Godzilla being the hero, you know, when I was first introduced, and then I rented, and you know, my parents let me rent Godzilla vs. Mothra, and Godzilla was a bad guy, and I'm like, what is going on? Like I was,
Well, he's all
nothing
over the
makes
place, right?
sense. Yeah,
He can be a bad guy. He can be the hero or the anti-hero. He could.
yeah.
It's like he's all over the place.
This movie was sweet. I liked he kind of had that brow. Like, he gave him a brow to make him look evil.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And man, I remember a scene where they're just launching every military attack they possibly could on this dude, and he's just walking through it. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, that was probably my first memory, really, of Godzilla. Was with Mothra, and that was so cool. Like Mothra was so cool looking.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mothra is cool. I like Mothra.
Yeah. she is very like absolutely beloved amongst Kaiju fans. Like that's a big one. And then Ghidorah, the three-headed monster.
Monster.
Yeah.
That monster.
Yeah, he was actually in a couple in a row. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, and then Invasion of the Astro Monster, where dude, shit just started getting crazy with like they're bringing aliens into the
Yeah,
freaking
they're all over the
stories.
place.
Yeah, acid, I'm sure played
We
a
still
role.
watched it. We still watched
Yeah,
the hell out of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Bring it on. Well, the three-headed monster one was introduced Rodan as well.
yes, that's what I was gonna
Movie.
get at.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Rodan is badass.
Yeah,
And I want to bring up Rodan again when we hit the Americanized
yes,
King of
oh
Monsters because
Yeah,
holy shit.
I'm trying to power through these, like get through.
Yeah.
But I remember renting Rodan. There's a Rodan movie.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a scene in there when I was a kid that scared the crap out of me. I still remember it. Like, I don't. They're in a cave or something. They're about to double cross each other. There's a scene like that, and there's a scorpion on the bad guy's leg. And the guy looks down, and he's like, I'm not going to tell him about it. And he gets bit by the scorpion. Or am I just Mandela affecting that and just like.
Yeah. We don't know who you are anymore.
It scared me.
So
That as a kid, that scared me. I'd never seen a scorpion in my life. And I
who
was
is
like,
Rodan, Ryan?
yeah, yeah.
Who is
Huh?
like, what?
Huh? And then, so after that, a new monster, Horror of the Deep. Ibra?
Ebra.
Ebra. This is where it starts getting really fucking 60s. I believe there was a scene where they were like playing fucking baseball back and forth with a rock, a big boulder.
Mm.
Godzilla would throw the boulder.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, and the monster would hit it back, and he would just keep going and going.
Was that this one?
Dude, I am pretty sure it was this one.
You might be right.
Yeah, I mean we're in '66 right now.
It's just
It's
a
like
giant freaking crawfish, man.
Yeah, it's a big crawfish. Guys,
Guys, I wish these was on video, man. We need
Yeah,
to start putting these on video so people can see how stupid we look.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, oh.
yeah. And then to bring up Eric's favorite, next would be Son of Godzilla.
Son of Godzilla.
Heck
I
yeah,
will-
man. Hey,
I-
fun fact about that movie.
I'm listening.
That's the first Godzilla movie that they had a female writer involved.
Oh yeah,
I just learned that today.
No shit.
that's kind of cool.
Uh-huh. Yep. And,
So I'm about to land based and dog shit this movie, and you're gonna get me canceled?
no. I mean, for me, it makes sense with the kind of movie
Okay,
that it is. It's
1968.
like,
Yeah,
Destroy
you're
all
right.
monsters.
You know.
You're right, Eric. Yeah, actually. Yeah.
the movie's super corny, and
It is.
got moments
is.
that are supposed to be cute, but for me growing up, as like a 5-year-old kid, oh my
yeah.
gosh.
It's
I
exactly
loved
what
it.
they were going for.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that it was perfect for that, but yeah. hard rewatch.
actually, I have a good memory of Son of Godzilla as well because they had, I can't think of its name, but the
Manila.
giant spider that was in it.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think
That-
that
what
one's
was
the
his name?
Kumonga.
Kumonga? Okay.
I think so.
I do remember this giant
Yeah,
spider. I
dude,
was like,
Yeah.
holy
Yeah, and
shit.
that scene freaked me out as a
Yes.
kid.
Kumonga.
Run,
Okay.
Florida!
Yeah, like you got Manila getting the crap kicked out of him, and I don't know if you guys remember or not. Like Godzilla was a dick to him.
Yeah, he was.
that
Stepping
whole
on his
movie
tail.
until the end. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I remember Godzilla did beat those what are they, like the praying mantis?
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Beat some ass on those things.
Yeah.
I think also this movie is the worst Godzilla ever looked. One of them, like by far, it had that weird head.
Mhm.
Well, it bunched up in the neck too.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
could see it a
it's
lot.
just
I remember
weird.
that.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it if it was like a different actor. Is that
It was a crap suit, probably too, right?
like
Or
yeah,
it's-
like
the
they
actor was
reuse
too
suits
short
sometimes.
because it does. It looked like it was really baggy. The
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. So then after that, oh, I can't get. Wasn't that one of one of the darker endings too, where like Godzilla is holding Manila and don't they end up freezing or some shit like that?
No, man, they like walk off happily into the ocean. From what I remember.
What's the one movie where they're like in a nuclear cold? Ah, that's gonna bother me. That's really gonna bother me now. But all right.
God.
Well, he's been in like multiple movies. So.
Yeah.
Manila's in a lot of movies.
I think it was this one, Destroy All Monsters, where shit
No, he
just
was
went-
in this movie too. Yeah.
Yes, it went nuts.
There's a lot in this movie too.
Yeah.
Oh
King
yeah,
Ghidorah,
dude, that movie. Yeah,
Ton of kaiju's.
Rodan,
that's a movie
Mothra,
you watch for appearances like that.
right?
Yeah.
Anguirus, Manila, Kumonga, Manda, Gorosaurus, Baragon, Varan.
Aragon. Yeah.
Yeah, they went nuts on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one had a pretty rough Godzilla suit too. I think that was almost the same one. It's hard to tell because a lot of these movies piss me off because I remember being a kid and being really confused on what movies were what because some of them reuse stock footage.
Mm-hmm.
And it pissed
Yep.
me off, like the same fights. And I would be like,
Yeah.
I'm a kid watching Godzilla for no reason of any human story. You know what I mean? And
Oh right.
you know, I'm watching these monsters fight, and I'm like, I'm lost. I am so
Yeah.
lost.
Well,
Oh, dude,
Baragon.
I
I
always
remember
used to just
Baragon. He
fast
was like
forward.
awesome.
To the monsters.
Yeah,
What's that? What'd you say? I'm sorry.
When I would watch them when I was younger,
Oh, you
I
fast
would
for-
literally
okay,
just
okay.
fast forward to the
Yeah.
monster fights, except
Yeah.
for
I liked how Baragon looked. It was like kind of like it wasn't like
Yeah.
a Triceratops looking. Not really. It was more like a bat or something.
yeah, yeah, I would
can't
say a
think of-
bat.
for as bad as a lot of these movies are, they never got it wrong with the kaiju design.
Oh no, they all look pretty cool.
They all
Oh, yeah.
looked really
Actually,
cool.
yeah.
Destroy All Monsters. Hold on.
Well,
Was
while you
that the
look-
one with the serpent?
I think that's Gorosaurus.
Is that?
I don't know.
Can't
You
remember. Remember it wraps around the monorail or whatever. Or is that a different movie?
No, Gorosaurus is like a Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, he's a Tyrannosaurus look guy.
I can remember it was like a snake or something, just a giant snake. I
Yeah,
remember him
it's
ramping around
Manda.
the train tracks
That's
or something
Manda?
like that.
Yeah, it's like an old like Chinese traditional Japanese style dragon type.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that was a shitty.
Yeah, and this is where the series really fucking dips. Was All Monsters Attack
Monsters attacked.
when they had the kid befriending Manila,
Yeah.
and Manila's like, Godzilla said I have to face troubles on my own. That's
Yeah.
literal. That's a literal voice. I'm not making fun of it.
Hold on a second. Blame that on the Americans who
Yes.
dubbed it
Yeah.
more than
Yeah.
the Japanese, because I guarantee you he didn't have
Yeah.
that voice in the
Hey,
Japanese version.
hey, boss. What do you think we should have the little Godzilla thing? What do you think his voice should be? Make him sound fucking stupid. And it was a like,
Well, to put that in a little bit, like the Destroy All Monsters, I felt like was the finale of the show era,
right.
and then All Monsters Attack was just like you said, goes downhill and
Yeah.
takes a shit.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, it was, what's the Bugs
Because after
Bunny?
that, it was. I mean, there were some good movies, but I felt like they weren't up to par with what they had. in the
No.
past.
They made Manila sound like, remember in the Bugs Bunny cartoons when he always dealt with the little Rocky gangster guy?
Yeah, and he had the
He had
The buddy.
the big sidekick who was a doofus. Duh, I don't think he will be doing it.
yeah.
It's exactly. I remember I was trying to get. Oh my god, it's so bad. Americans were assholes. Could you imagine being Japanese?
God.
They got a dub of our movie. Let's check. The fuck did they do his voice for? Like,
Yeah, right.
yeah, and then we're bringing on one of the most absurd moments in Godzilla history. This is where we'll talk about Godzilla and Kong running in the new trailer.
Mm.
Mhm.
This is where I'm like, you motherfuckers forgot. You have forgotten a lot. And that's in Godzilla versus Hedra.
Ghidorah?
Ghidorah.
Is it Hedorah?
Motherfucker, that even as a kid, when I saw Ghidorah fly away, and Godzilla was like, "All right, I'm gonna turn myself into a rocket ship," and just use his fire breath to take off and curl his
Yeah.
tail under.
Looked
I
like a
was just
fucking shrimp, dude.
dude. It was bad, and the music's all like dun 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 dun, dun, dun like all like
Yeah.
like they're like, wait till they
Oh,
get
dude.
a load of this.
Yeah, there's a bunch
Yeah.
of grown men in a room who are like, "This is awesome.
Yeah.
Let's put this on film."
Yeah. Could you imagine
Oh.
being in that room and thinking about that? Like, so what should
Everyone's
we
too
do? Like,
afraid to speak up. Like, this is
Yeah.
terrible.
I got a great thing. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're making him look like a shrimp. Okay, and you're just gonna power away.
yeah,
Fucking A, man.
absurd. And then it was very, like, environmental friendly and...
Well, yeah, I mean, that's when they took on the whole anti-pollution more than radiation, right?
Right, yeah, kind of changed the... Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because isn't that the smog monster in
Yeah.
America? Like, that's what he was
Yeah,
referred to.
it
Yeah.
looked like a giant.
Yeah.
It looked like kind of like an octopus at first, but then
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Kind of.
He was pretty wild. Like, I like the scenes, like, Godzilla's, like, trying to
It
punch
looks
him.
like
He's
trash. Don't he look like
like-
trash?
Pretty
just
much.
like
That's what he was
big
supposed to refer to as, like, he was a
Swamp
big...
thing. It's kind of
like-
like swamp
Yeah.
thing looking.
Like
He
an
looked like the
oil...
pile of trash that was in Futurama coming towards Earth.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Dude, that sound when he smells that.
Yeah. Is that Billy West who made that sound?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Oh my god. What a fucking... Yeah. God bless that show.
Yeah, right.
Let me mark that as a short.
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
I wonder how close I got to that. I wonder how... You should play them side by side.
I'll play it both.
Yeah.
I'll do yours and then I'll play that one right afterwards.
Yeah. It's like, all right, guys. You should quiz him. Who's is who? So and then they Godzilla versus Gigan.
Oh, Gigan.
I have been craving more Gigan.
Yeah.
I
forever.
love Gigan as a
I don't wanna
monster,
jump
dude,
ahead.
He's so badass, but
Hmm.
But Gigan in Final Wars look really sweet.
Yeah.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah. I
he
mean,
looks sweet.
there's pluses and minuses for me. I think he looks sweet, but man, he got destroyed. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a way better fight.
Yeah. They were probably sitting there like, we're running out of time. Godzilla has fought 19 monsters. Like,
Yeah.
we're
I
running
know,
out of
right?
time.
Make something else.
Yeah.
Make
We
something
spent
else.
half of our budget making that CGI Zilla. Like,
Right.
we need to go. But, dude, okay, so I got a story about this movie. So, it was the night the Red
Before
Wings won the
Christmas.
Stanley Cup.
Gotcha.
And I went up and it was Paul, my buddy. It was Paul and Max, and we had a joint. We all had 3 joints, and I was like, "Oh, well, let's smoke a sandwich real quick," you know.
Smoke.
So we do that, and we're listening to Pink Floyd, "Dark Side of the Moon," and I am changing the channel, and it lands on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's playing Godzilla versus Gigan.
Nice.
And I totally forgot. It was muted. I totally forgot the people in there. When you turn off the lights, they were cockroaches.
Yeah.
They were aliens.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they were aliens.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
they turned off the lights and it was cockroaches, and I was just like, huh? And I,
Dude, I
As a
forgot
kid-
about that.
as a kid, I saw that movie like a billion times, and then I had to go on like a 20-year hiatus, and then
Yeah.
Oh my god.
like see that
dude.
and be like, huh?
Yeah, dude, this
Dude, I
this is the one
forgot
where
about that.
Godzilla and Anguirus talk to each other.
Yeah, trouble ahead. Wow, wow.
I remember seeing that for the first time when I was older. It just went, what
Ugh.
the hell? Were they
Yeah,
Oh my
smoking
god, dude.
back then, dude?
I know. Is that the Americans doing that?
You know, I've never
Probably.
seen. So I want to go back and watch all these in their original Japanese.
God, that'd take months.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many movies, man.
Yeah, I know. I've actually there's a YouTube channel. I forget the guy's name, like something Bill, but he does the history of all the Godzilla movies.
Okay.
Dude, Cinemassacre.
Well, yeah, he did them, but he did them a lot
Quicker.
quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the other ones are about like an hour long, and he goes through all the production and
Holy
yeah,
shit.
like it's actually really cool. That's where I learned about that female writer on Son of Godzilla.
Yeah, thanks for saving me before trashing that movie and us getting canceled or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to watch them all in Japanese just to see the
Yeah.
actual viewpoint they were trying to make when they came out with the movie.
Mhm.
Trouble ahead. I'll never forget those sounds. Oh my god. So then they continue to go right off the tracks with the next one, Godzilla versus Megalon.
Yeah.
This was bad.
Yeah.
This was the one where they had a lot of reshot footage from Godzilla
This is
versus Gigan, if
One
I
of my
remember.
least
Yep.
favorite
Mhm.
characters in this one too. Fucking
And
Jet
then-
Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar?
You know this was made
Dude,
by
he
a
is
kid?
beloved. Yeah, he was made by a kid. Yeah.
They wanted an Ultraman type character.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Like a grade school kid came up with a character? Like how badass would that be? It was actually supposed to be a solo movie. But
Yeah.
they're like,
Just
we
Jet
don't-"
Jaguar?
Yeah, but they
Mhm.
thought
Wow.
they didn't think he was going to be enough to carry the movie, so they're like, yeah, let's just throw Godzilla in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Damn.
this is where I'm really bummed. The Showa era, I think, kind of ended on a high note with their last 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla,
Yeah.
and then Terror of Mechagodzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Man, being a kid and seeing Godzilla just rip through the city, and you're like, what's going on?
Yep.
And then another Godzilla shows up, and they're just battling it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, Godzilla chinks the armor, and you see the metal underneath.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go on the record on this one. That design of Mechagodzilla is the best for me.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'd agree with
Oh,
that.
well, dude, I love that one too. That was a great movie, and
Yeah.
I feel like it actually had an impact on a lot of things in the future, like Pacific Rim and shit.
Oh,
Like the
yeah.
mecha anime type stuff that they had going on, with the Gundam
Mhm.
Wing shit and all that. So
I
that really
never put that
pushed
together.
forward everything. That's how, at least how I looked at it and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, dude, that was a surprise, right? We're all so
Right.
used to all these monsters, and then
Mhm.
they introduced this enemy for Godzilla, and you're like, whoa! And it turns out Godzilla's not evil in this one, right?
Right.
The
And it
mechanical version of Godzilla was
if
made
I
by
remember
aliens.
right,
Was
they
it made
brought
by
him-
aliens? I think
Yeah, made by
in the
aliens.
first-
That's what I was about to
yeah,
say.
Yeah.
He
that was
fucked Godzilla up.
Yeah, he
Dude,
did.
Oh
And
yeah,
he
dude.
has throughout
Just-
the entire Godzilla universes, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He just stood there, just brought his hands out, like laid his palms flat, rockets out there,
Rockets. Yeah.
Yeah.
lasers out the eyes, the multicolored fire breath.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude, he fucked him up. Godzilla, what in the first one, tore his head off and beat him,
Mhm.
but in Terror, you tore his head off and he could still operate because he had that little brain. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
That
remember
was
how
on
that
the
ended.
because that was a long time. Oh no, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Never mind, I'm thinking of something else.
That
This is never mind. It's the next stage, from Terror to the Return of Godzilla was a long period of
A
time.
decade.
yes.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I'm thinking of. Never mind.
Before we move on to the next era, that Terra Mechagodzilla is actually one of the videos I watched this morning. They held a contest for someone to write that movie.
Oh no way.
Yeah, and actually the winner of the contest was a woman. I forget her name. I think her last name was Tanaka.
Dude.
But
You're just throwing it all at us today, huh?
yeah, well that's how I learned about the son of Godzilla, because this was the first one actually written by a woman. That one was the first
Okay.
one. She just
Okay.
like added a couple scenes or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Oh shit, that's wild.
So the Return of Godzilla.
Yeah, 10 years. Godzilla, 1984.
Yeah. So that brings back that started off in like the Cold War era, didn't it? Or
Yeah, they kind of brought
Cold
in
War?
the American Russian, because Godzilla destroys a Russian sub at the
Yeah,
beginning,
yeah.
and
oh, the underwater scene.
yep, and
Yeah. I thought he was a little bit scarier too, and a little bit
Yeah,
darker.
no,
Yeah.
he was
He was
crazy
too.
in this movie.
yeah, they
Yeah.
brought him back the first time ever. His face was animatronic, I
Oh,
guess.
dude, that's when I knew like everything kind of stepped up.
Yeah, because all the other movies, I guess any facial reaction they had, it was all wires.
Oh no way.
I had no idea on that, and he was taller, significantly
He was
taller.
yeah, and he was
I guess-
bigger in general.
Yeah, which is funny is like the original Godzilla was like, what was it, 50 meters,
Mm.
and this one actually upset some of like the original creators, that they brought him up to 80 meters, and
No way.
they were like, oh, and they just wanted to make him taller because Tokyo had all these skyscrapers now.
Oh yeah, because
Yep.
the
Yeah.
Japan city, it really boomed up
Yeah,
since
yep.
everything. You've seen how
Yeah.
much they.
So
Grew.
this one threw me off too when I saw it when I was younger. I was like, holy shit, Godzilla's a bad guy.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Didn't we have a version that was taped off like the Sci-Fi Channel or
Yes,
something like that? It was
yeah.
on a VHS.
Yeah,
Mm.
Mom and Dad taped it for us. Yeah.
You know, and I tried
Hey,
to.
that's illegal.
Yeah. We did not pirate anything.
Yeah, never.
Just
No one ever
kidding.
did that back
Yeah.
in the day.
Just kidding.
But this movie's like impossible to find.
Is it hard to
The
find?
Return
I actually
Godzilla?
tried to watch it not too long ago, and
Just couldn't
yeah,
find it.
can't stream it, can't find it on like Amazon.
Well, it's
Blu-ray
another
or
one.
anything.
It's another one. They brought back Raymond Burr. They did the same fucking thing they did to the original. Like, all right, let's
Oh,
Americanize
right.
it.
Yeah, I don't.
What was the creature called that he was fighting?
There was no creature in this.
Yeah, there was a giant sea lice.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
X. That's Super X. Yeah, there was no creature in this one.
Okay.
At the beginning, I thought there was
Yeah,
something
attack
that
the
he
dude.
fought in the water.
No,
Okay.
no.
I
It
thought
was
it was something.
just him.
Never mind.
So then
This one.
they do another contest for someone to write a Godzilla movie, and do Godzilla versus Biollante, and this one was real different. It was kind of like more like against like engineering and stuff
Biollante
like that.
was crazy.
I love the look
looking.
of him, dude. I got an action figure of him. I love it.
Dude,
he's one of the coolest looking
like
kaiju ever.
Yeah,
Little Shop of Horrors on steroids.
Yeah. All the crazy
man.
mouths.
I think it's one of the strongest Godzilla
He's
looks
massive.
too. Like Godzilla looks awesome in this movie.
Mm.
And this is one, Eric, if you remember, these crept up on us. Like these weren't released in America for a long time.
A long time, yeah.
So we had no idea new Godzilla movies were even out. This was only 5 years after. And we're like, what's going on? We thought Godzilla was dead. And there was a whole series. The whole rest of the series was so hard to see in America. It was like impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And
I loved how he like constantly transformed throughout the movie. The Biollante, he just constantly was transforming.
Mm-hmm.
That was so. I just found that was so interesting. It was so cool.
Yeah, I had toys for most of these movies before I ever actually saw
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of the first ones where you see Godzilla get really freaking hurt. Like if I
they
remember,
also
like, one of the spears
also
went
had
through his hand.
Oh yes it did.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had a good storyline for the the human side on that one too. I'm pretty sure it was that one.
Off the top of my head, probably. I'd have to watch it again.
I had to rewatch it, but I remember it being really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gone back in years. I'll mostly just maybe watch a clip of the fights, if anything.
Yeah.
Dude,
when I'm just hanging out bored.
Yeah.
Dude,
yep.
Fucking wicked, man.
I could only imagine what they would do if they brought him like with now the technology now.
When we get down to at the end of our segment, or not segment, but our rundown, I got some notes on shit like that. So.
All right, I'm good for it. So then they were like, "All right, we gotta bring some shit back." They brought back King Ghidorah. Yeah.
Yep.
King Ghidorah. Then they brought back Godzilla vs. Mothra. This one he kind of like Godzilla was. Mm-hmm. I feel like they were kind of reverting him back to a baddie, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to say. Then Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2. And then, dude, I'm ready for this. Godzilla versus Space Godzilla.
Yes. Dude.
I will never forget when I saw that toy. I was like, "What is that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of them I saw the toy for before even knowing there was a movie of it.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, Mothra has like some Godzilla DNA on her, and she accidentally brings it into space.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives it to like a black hole or some shit like that, and it
it's some wild
turns into Space Godzilla.
Yeah.
There was some pot. There's a pot involved in that premise. But dude, he's cool as hell looking. He is badass. I could. That's actually what I thought in the trailer when Godzilla like came out and all pink and like crazy looking.
Yeah.
I was like, is that Space Godzilla? Like, I honestly thought, like, for a second, I was like, whoa.
How do you even think about that?
Yeah.
That would be a crazy jump to, like, you're talking in the new trailer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a crazy jump to just randomly go to Space Godzilla, but...
I didn't really think about that. I didn't...
And Godzilla was actually supposed to die in this movie. But they ended up...
Space Godzilla.
They ended up cutting that ending and putting it into the next movie. Which I've been saying this guy's name wrong for as long as I live.
Destroya.
It is Destroya?
Yeah, so you've been saying it right.
All right, I've been saying it right, just not very confident myself.
This is my favorite movie as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
It was brutal because Destroya kills Godzilla's son, and then Godzilla melts down. They have to freeze him because he's about to destroy the Earth.
Yeah.
So they had to cool him down enough to where when he melts down, he won't do any damage. But from what I'm getting is his radioactive energy kind of resurrected the son of Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who we see at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, but that was sad. That was brutal. Like, that was supposed to be, it was supposed to be the end of Godzilla.
I think what makes this movie like so strong because it actually connects to the 1954 film.
Yeah, it swings back.
Destroyer is born from the same thing that killed Godzilla in the first movie.
Yeah, the hydrogen,
the oxygen or destroyer or whatever.
Oxygen destroyer. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's how he is made.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep.
And Godzilla
So-
doesn't even beat him. It was the
No,
military.
He gets his ass whooped.
Yeah, this is when the Japanese government was really proud of their military. That changes.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
wow. Man, do they take... Yeah, they're taking some fucking shots lately. So
What a movie. What a movie.
yeah, so then turn to the stage. So the Millennium Era begins, and Godzilla 2000 comes out. Now, refresh my memory. Eric, I know you would know. Is that the son of Godzilla, or is that Godzilla?
Yeah, as far as I know, that's supposed to be like Manila or Godzilla Jr. from Destroya.
Right.
But yeah, it is the son of Godzilla. As
I
far as
have
I
to,
know. And if it's not, then I don't want to believe anything else. That's what it is to me at this point in my life.
Right. Yeah. What'd you guys think of his design?
Who?
Godzilla's,
in the
yeah.
Millennium.
I
I think it was different, right? He had the purple dorsal fins, didn't he?
They were huge.
Yeah.
They were a
I
lot
loved
bigger.
it growing
They were
up
bigger.
because, like, these are the films that I like, kind of grew up with that were newer. You know,
Yeah.
as far as like being a teenager, and these movies are actually coming out.
Well, that's what I wanted. I actually wanted to say something earlier, but I'm trying to save it towards the end when we have the other parts of this episode. But
Yeah, just remember.
I guess it doesn't. It just doesn't matter. I guess.
Shoot.
But you're like bringing up. Everyone's all pissed off that he has pink. He's pink and shit. Dude, Godzilla has had multiple colors on his damn dorsal fins throughout the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even his atomic breath has changed multiple times in the past 70 years.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Orange.
people just don't know the Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, they're pink. It should be blue. Well, it used to be white. It used to be gold. You know, purple. So it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's evolution, I
Purple,
guess.
you know, purple is one of my favorite renditions of Godzilla. It threw me off when I first saw the trailer for sure, the pink.
Yeah.
But you know,
Well,
It did me too, but hey, whatever.
We'll get in that in a second. I got.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I think we forgot something.
What did we forget?
Godzilla 1998.
Oh no.
what is that?
There. What do you mean?
I just
Godzilla.
pretend that movie doesn't exist.
We
God
gotta
damn
talk
it.
about this movie.
Fuck this fucking movie.
I wish it would have been titled something else. It probably
I
would have
loved
been
how the fact
sweet
you're
if it
like-
was.
From
I
1995 with Destroyer, and you go straight into Godzilla 2000 Millennium. Like he's not gonna talk about 98.
okay. So
No, we don't have to talk about it.
no, fuck this motherfucker. He's gonna get what's fucking coming to him.
It's not
Roland-
even Godzilla. What
Roland
isn't he classed
Emmerich,
as
you
Zilla?
Roland
He's
Emmerich.
classed as
No,
Zilla.
that's what the Japanese call him.
Yeah,
as
because
a-
they had a whole entire like animated series after that
Yeah.
for like 3 or 4 years. It
Yeah,
was
I don't
all
know
about
why they
Zilla.
made that.
And there's some of them. He was like a kind of like a Mechagodzilla, man. He had like mechanical arms and shit.
So
Yeah,
in
I don't know
1998,
what to say.
we decided the Americans were like, hey, let's take a good thing and fuck it up real good. And
Yeah.
so Roland Emmerich, this cocksucker, he makes a cool movie. He makes Independence Day, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, we'll give you creative freedom on this movie. And oh my god, did he fuck this up? So they tease it in the beginning, like iguanas on the island, and there's a bunch of fucking nukes and blah 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 blah. And what pisses me off and concerned me the most was I remember going to, I think it was Jurassic Park, Lost World, and the teaser trailer where the foot comes down on top of the T-Rex.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
Oh, yeah.
Because it looked like a T-Rex foot. And then
That's right. I forgot about
that. The green letters, Godzilla. And I was like, oh, dude, I was like 10. I was like 10, 12 years old.
Dude,
I was like, you're fucking doing it. And so apparently Roland Emmerich was like, I never fucking cared about Godzilla. I didn't want to make the original. I wanted to make something my own. And what you said, Brandon, like, why just not call it something else?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
No, why'd they call it? They should just called it something else.
They could have saved this movie if they uprighted him. You know, if they made him walk upright, I think he'd look pretty cool. But then they make the great casting decision to bring Matthew Broderick and that fucking horse into the movie, Sarah Jessica Parker.
I think
Sarah Jessica Parker.
I think Matthew Broderick's killed more people than actually Godzilla killed.
No.
Sorry, Matthew.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Just an observation. Does anyone die in this
Just an
movie?
observation.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, this movie was such a piece of shit. So as bad as this fucking movie is, it was. I think it was the first time I saw her dad question his existence and what in the direction of the world.
The funny part is, I wanted to say, I think this movie helped prove to me that Dad actually loves us.
Yeah.
Because he still talked to us after. I'll let you explain what you're trying to get at.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I showed my dad this video. Like I'm waiting for MTV to play this fucking video. But there's no internet to pull this video up. I'm like, Dad, there's a really cool song. It's by Puff Daddy.
Oh my god. Come with me.
And I'm watching it with my dad, and fucking Jimmy Page is in it too.
Oh,
and that was
Cashmere, dude.
That was when my dad questioned everything in life. He was like, fuck this world. I'm surprised he didn't, like, disown me for a second, because he's a huge Led Zeppelin fan.
My sons are dancing to Puff Daddy and Jimmy Page right now.
Hear my cry, hear my call, hear my cry.
Give me your ears.
Come with me, man, right? Isn't that what it was called?
Come with me. Yeah. Dude, my dad sat there. The only thing he said during it, he's watching, he's like, I can't believe Jimmy Page allowed him to do this.
Yeah, because he was in the video.
Those were his only words. And Puff Daddy's sitting there, like, at the end, he's all in white. And they got the fucking November Rain type fucking orchestra behind him. And he's like, yeah. And, yeah. It didn't age well. I decided to listen. Dude, it was like 5 years ago. I was like, I'm going to listen to this. I got upset. I was so mad. But, that's all I got to say about that.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh,
So,
I'm listening to it.
Godzilla 98. I don't like that call.
Hey,
Not a very good call.
Puff Daddy featuring Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Godzilla 98. Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna revisit Godzilla '98 here. So, yes, in a second.
Oh my god,
man, I forgot. I would have blown right through that movie. I'm glad we didn't. So, okay, so we go back to Godzilla
2000. We're on the
Mechagodzilla, to where this one it bombed, but it actually wasn't. I didn't think it was that bad of a movie. And yeah, I mean it's pretty.
The thing I didn't like. I mean, Mechagodzilla was a cool character. Wasn't it like a queen or something?
something like that. This
Was
one
it?
is actually really low on my totem pole of knowledge.
I hated. I
have-
think I used to do the flyovers and knock Godzilla over.
Yeah, I don't remember. This is probably my least watch one. I
Okay.
honestly like for a
kind of
long
remember it. I don't remember a lot of it, but
yeah, for a long time I didn't know they made a second one after Godzilla 2000 because I just thought Godzilla 2000 was a standalone and come to find out Mechagodzilla is the same suit and yeah,
yeah, it was the same one, wasn't it? It still had the tall dorsal fins, the purple tips on them.
dude, those dorsal fins, that describes
Dude,
where we were at for the 1990s, early 2000s, where everything was just fucking exaggerated.
yeah,
There's like, yeah, put like these like 90-foot dorsal fins on him.
they were huge. The middle one too. The middle one stuck out like twice as big as the rest.
Yeah, it was massive. So then we went on.
Dude.
I believe it was this movie. This is a long title. I'm gonna screw
Yeah,
this
it
up.
is, ain't
It's, Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah: Giant Monsters All-Out Attack. And when Eric returns, I need him to help me out with this one. Man, I don't know if it was.
I tell you what, though, this movie, I thought this was a good one.
Was this the one where they went back to the original design and he had the white eyes?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Man, I'm gonna struggle with
Damn.
that one.
I don't know.
One of
I don't
these
know if
movies. He comes back. They kind of change Godzilla into an anti-war hero.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure he had the white eyes. I'm gonna say it is. I
Yeah.
can't think of it off the top of
'Cause
my head though.
Because
This one was obviously the title is long and fucking silly, but the movie is amazing, and I think it shows the best kaiju genre out of all of them. Right?
genre,
Out
yeah,
of this, yeah. It even makes fun of the '98 movie in it. If you remember,
no, that was Final Wars.
was that Final Wars?
Yes, this is the
Damn
one.
it.
Yes, I'm right. I was right. This is the one they returned to the normal Godzilla look, and he's got solid white eyes, and he's like the
Okay.
spirit of everyone that died in the nuclear war,
Okay.
by the nuclear bombs, atomic bombs. And he was powered through that, and God, man, I wish Eric had to step out, ladies and gentlemen, real quick. But
Yeah.
I believe this is the one where he actually dies at the end, and
Okay,
At the
must
bottom-
be getting it confused
bottom of the ocean.
with the other ones.
Yeah, bottom of the ocean. His heart's beating, so it's like
Because,
oh,
I mean,
yeah, he's gonna return.
This one kind of goes back, and it reminds me of a lot of Destroy All Monsters
Oh yeah, they wanted to
from,
go crazy.
from 1968.
Yeah,
This movie was sweet.
yeah, yes,
Because
yes, it was.
like it was probably well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what movie had. Maybe I am thinking of Final Wars. Shit.
Yeah, because there were
I
two
know.
more.
No, I am because they had a
Yeah.
shit ton of characters.
Oh
in
yeah,
Final
yo,
Wars.
we'll get to that
Damn
one.
it.
Yes, we'll get to two more. To where
Either
God-
way, this All Out Attack is a good movie. I actually
Yeah.
really like this one.
Welcome back, Eric. We're on All Out Attack right now. This was the
Oh,
movie,
okay.
if I'm correct, where he had. You're fucking with me with the jersey change up, Eric.
Hey, it's still.
But, yeah, but so this is the one where they introduced Godzilla with the solid white eyes.
Mm.
Yeah,
This was the one.
I believe so.
And he dies
It's
at the
either-
bottom of the ocean. His heart's still beating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go to sort of a finale on this, the Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. This is where he kind of returns to like a normal form. He's like a hybrid of Godzilla 2000 and the regular Godzilla.
Yeah.
This is when Mechagodzilla goes ballistic. He's all updated with like
Yeah.
Brandon, you mentioned it, like the Gundam stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of my favorite Godzilla covers ever.
Mm.
You know what? Let's say that real quick, dude. These tape, we talk about horror movie tape covers, Godzilla never
dude.
fucking failed.
All these
Yeah.
were
Ever.
great, dude.
Mhm.
All of them.
Yeah.
The box art
Seriously.
is always awesome.
But you know what?
Always.
The Godzilla verse or against Mechagodzilla, wasn't that the one where his neck was kind of like flared out?
Yeah,
more?
kind of flared out.
Yeah.
Like
It
was
almost looked like a
smooth.
cobra.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was like
I was
that.
kind of thrown off about that when I was younger
Yeah, that's why I said like it was kind of
because
a
I think
mix.
it was in the next one too. I think this next one's Tokyo SOS.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, he had that flared out neck too. I thought that was different.
Yeah, it's different. I think if I remember correctly, he kind of had like a chest, almost
Mm-hmm.
like a star look on his chest.
In
you
which
remember
one?
right.
The Mechagodzilla or
SOS.
SOS? SOS, yeah, because it looked like veins almost coming out.
Yeah,
It was going across like his chest.
yeah, yeah.
I don't
Because
even
you're
know if it
right.
was
like
veins
his
or
neck.
something. But
his
his
neck
neck
was
looked like
almost-
a cobra. That's the only thing I kept thinking about when
Yeah, it
watching
almost
that
went down to
movie.
his
He's
chest.
got
Oh
it.
my
Look
god, look at that.
Eric got
That's-
some
yeah.
damn tape right
Oh
there.
yeah, dude. I love this cover, dude. That's
Yeah.
one of the greatest covers ever.
I was
So-
wondering what you're doing. And I was like, you're just
Yeah, I
going
know.
back there digging and shit.
I was like, I have these. I have the Millennium Collection.
okay,
Yeah.
SOS, dude. That
For-
that was a good. Even though I didn't care for how he looked, but it was still a really good movie.
For the listeners,
Yeah.
Eric held up the Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. It's iconic when Mechagodzilla's like in the air.
Yeah.
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 And I'll be honest, we don't really talk about it, but his body shape I think was the best in this one because he was leaner. A lot of these movies do. He had thunder
Oh, yeah, he
thighs
was
like
definitely
a
leaner.
motherfucker.
Thunder
Yeah.
thighs and kind of like a pot belly almost.
little
Yeah.
pot belly. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. To where
But I
this
think
one-
most of that was the suit itself, like the weight of it,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, this one is much more leaner, like something where like, okay, this dude can fight.
Even
Like,
it's even
yeah.
funny too is how Mechagodzilla actually still has the pot belly too.
Right.
It's like, dude, you guys
Yeah.
built this. And
Yep.
He's kind
you
of got
gave
like
him
a
pot
sumo
belly?
stance.
Yeah.
So, but all right.
God, I just
um,
remembered this bringing back up the original when Mechagodzilla came in, King Caesar when King Caesar was
Yeah.
in it too.
Yeah. King
Yes.
Caesar.
Yeah, I just was randomly
He's
thinking
cool,
of it
man.
too in Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, King Caesar was cool. I'm
God,
sorry,
he
I
was
even
wild
skipped
too.
over
Like
him.
he was.
I think
always
he's
like,
I think he's even like part of like Japanese history lore, like
Mhm.
modeled after him anyway. I think he was like the guardian of Okinawa.
oh no way. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So like
Spit
he is
some
in that
knowledge.
movie too, kind of like a guardian, you know.
Ah, okay.
shit.
okay.
All right, so they decide 2004, like, okay, now we're gonna end it. We're gonna be
Yeah.
done. And I remember Eric, you brought this to my attention. You're like, dude, they released a movie called Final Wars. This is gonna be it. And I'm like, no fucking way. I'm a senior in high school, and Eric knows about this. This is when internet started. We could hear about things
Everybody
going
knows
on
this.
that we didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, they want to send them out on a big bang,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
I'll be honest, awesome kaiju,
Yeah.
one of the worst fucking human stories. Dude, when they're like jumping
Yeah.
around, I'm like, God help me. Like
They got really mixed in like the anime.
it was like Power
like-
Ranger esque type.
Yeah, it was like Power Ranger anime over the top.
they're like jumping, doing flips and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
Doing like poses as you're talking, like
Yeah.
Ginyu Force.
well,
fucking
one thing I was
style.
so confused on, I was like, how the fuck did they get Don Fry to go into this thing? The MMA fighter?
Dude. Yeah. Yeah. Money
God
and
damn.
cocaine.
God, he's in that shit.
Yeah. Hey, Don Fry will pay you in cocaine and steaks and beer. You want to come join this Godzilla film?
Yeah.
Yeah, you punched the shit out of one of our best fighters face to face.
Oh, no.
You ever see that fight, Brandon?
I don't know.
Where they're both standing up and they're just beating the crap out of each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
that
seen
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Brutal, dude.
I feel
Yeah.
bad. I don't know the other guy's name, but he had that long blonde hair, and every fucking hit, you just saw the guy's hair like fly back. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how those two are not dead. after that
Yeah,
fight.
no, neither do I.
Like, hey, what do you, how do you, wait, what skill are you gonna do? I'm just gonna grab the back of his fucking head. He's gonna grab the back of my head, and we're just gonna hit each other until one of us fucking dies.
1/100th of one of those punches to my face would knock me out.
Yeah.
And they went back and forth for a while, dude.
Yeah. I don't know
my
how
God, dude.
neither of them were just not spitting teeth. Just.
Well, that explains why he said yes to this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess why wouldn't you? 50th
Oh.
anniversary of Godzilla, and some random you're gonna be in the movie, and you're an MMA fighter.
They're
from
probably
America?
they're the only American they respect.
Yeah.
He's Don Fry.
Yep.
But yeah, dude, they got Monster X,
They
Ghidorah,
got so many too.
Zilla, Rodan, Mothra, Gigan, King Caesar, Anguirus,
Oh, King
Manila,
Caesar's back yet.
Kamunga, Kamarikukish,
Kamakura.
Manda, Ghidorah, and Ibra. That's a shitload
Ebra.
of monsters. Ebra.
Yeah,
I told
that
you,
was
Eric.
sweet. That was a sweet one, man.
That's
why
It
you're
was
here.
so sweet.
Oh,
So
dude.
Brandon, to Eric, when you left, Brandon talked about when Zilla was fucking taken out.
Oh yeah, just like
Yeah,
real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, hey, what kind of music should we put onto us? Put some 41 over this bitch and let's annihilate him.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, God, well, I don't know. Super Saiyan. It's like
You
I'm
know,
just like,
and
it fits.
yeah, for some reason, which I'm not complaining, like during that era, a lot of American music was being put into like Japanese movies. Like, I remember watching the Dragon Ball Z movies, especially Return of Cooler and Cooler's Revenge. They put Drowning Pool
Yeah,
over that stuff.
they
and
did. Yeah,
I just remember when I first saw it, just losing my mind. They had Disturbed in
Yeah.
it.
and they weren't like well-known songs either.
No, like they were fans of these bands that just snuck those
Yeah.
songs in when they dub stuff.
Yep, but
I feel like
Hey.
you can't get away with that anymore. 'Cause
it's no,
it's more mainstream now. I feel dubbed and like Japanese
Right.
film and animation.
It's crazy
Well-
that like Japan was so pissed at us for making Godzilla 1998 that they're like, we're gonna buy the rights to that fucking thing. We're gonna take
Right.
God out of the name because it's not worthy of it,
Yep.
and we're gonna
Yeah.
blow this fucker to hell to your band. To your
Yeah.
band. You know, like
Oh, Canada's. Excuse me. I'm
Canada,
not claiming
excuse
Sum
me.
41.
yeah.
I like Sum 41, but they're still
Yeah.
Canadian.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Alright.
So that was the end of it. His design was really different in this one. He had like a cat face.
Yeah.
Like-
Yep.
He had the little
Yeah.
pointy ears.
Oh, he did have the ears. I forgot about those.
Yup.
dang
Yeah,
ears.
yep.
His bottom jaw was a lot longer too. I felt like
Yeah.
narrow, thinner.
It's very narrow.
God damn, Eric just throws it all up, huh?
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, well, I have the Millennium
just want to let you
Collection
guys
sitting
know
next
I
to
got
me.
all of it right here.
Yeah, yeah. Here it is.
You said it would take months to watch them all. I've got to
It
do
will.
it somehow.
It will.
So we went just like before. We went another decade, and America was gonna take another shot. And man, they released a Comic-Con trailer. Do you guys remember this Comic-Con trailer? Where
Yes.
it was Oppenheimer giving that speech about the atomic bomb,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the rubble you saw Godzilla,
Yeah,
and then the
become
roar.
death.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it cuts off, and I was really excited. I was like, "Holy shit!"
I don't
And then-
remember that.
Oh, Brandon, it was.
I'd have to go
awesome.
back and look at that.
I
I
have
remember
become
I seen
Death,
it in
Destroyer
the
of
theaters
Worlds.
when this came out. I did go see it in the theaters.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I saw it
that.
on cam footage on YouTube
yeah,
of
yeah.
someone
shitty
recording
cam
it there.
footage.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So Gareth Edwards was on his way up.
Yep.
I remember
He did,
watching
director.
Monsters,
Yep.
and I was like, "Ooh, all right. I hope I know what he's doing. I hope he knows what he's doing." But the way they brought it up was like, they're bringing Godzilla back to his roots. Like, this is not gonna be good when he shows up. Like, holy shit. And it was like that for a long time, and then the movie comes out, and come to find out, he's fighting Mutos, and
Yeah.
it has one of the worst fucking decisions ever, ever, ever. They did a good job at hiding Godzilla for a long time on what he looked like, and then the airport scene happens, and they raise up, and there he is, and he looks like a bear. He's at the posture of a bear. Lets out that roar, cuts. No fight. Just cuts.
Yeah.
And then you see
Well,
it on the news.
He's in the movie like a total of like 10 minutes. Or
Dude,
something like
I
that.
was pissed.
Yeah.
I was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? You cut that fucking scene? And you just see the fight on the news in the background
Yeah.
with Elizabeth Olsen. I was like, well, fuck this guy. He won't be back. I knew right there he wouldn't be back.
Right.
I was like, what are you doing?
I really, really wish Bryan Cranston had more time in this movie.
Oh,
Yeah, they kind
I
of
was so
baited you
upset
with that
with
one.
yes, they baited with that one too. Once he
It's
died,
like-
the
Yeah.
movie went downhill. The human storyline went downhill.
Yeah. Right.
I was so upset. I was like, dude, they're killing him off?
Yeah.
It's like, he gets
I,
done with Breaking Bad and you're going to throw him
yeah.
aside?
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Kill Aaron Taylor Johnson. Fuck that.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I
You
was
know?
so upset.
Yeah.
I remember
Seriously.
when the trailer was announced that it was gonna be the trailer was gonna play in theaters for that
Yeah.
movie, and The Hobbit had just come out, and I asked my dad. I was like, "Hey, you want to go see The Hobbit with me? They're gonna play Godzilla's trailer before it." He's like, "Yeah, okay." So I ended up getting D-box tickets because I didn't know
D-box.
for a
Damn.
trailer that didn't even use the D-box. I watched The Hobbit in D-box
yeah.
just to see that trailer, dude.
Yeah.
And the trailer ended.
Ugh.
Dude, I don't like the
Ugh.
Hobbit movies. I don't know. That might be a hot
Right.
take for some people, but I watched that first one in D-box. I've never done D-box again.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking.
It was kind of
I-
a pointless.
the
suits
trailer-
there.
A little bit.
Like, one thing that annoyed me was, like, in the trailer when they're closing the fucking door and it's just Godzilla marching. And then in
Yeah.
the movie, they're closing the door and it's Godzilla fighting the Muto. I'm like, you tricky motherfuckers. Like, I was
Oh,
so
they do that
irritated.
all the time too, man.
Yeah.
I was
All
like,
the
dude,
time do they do that.
I hate it. It's not funny. It's not fucking cute. You're tricking your fans. I hate that shit. And
Yeah.
it wasn't a bad movie. It was dark as
No,
fuck.
no. That's my another issue I had. The camera work is good.
Same thing
but
with
there was
King of
times where it
Monsters.
was so hard to see.
Yeah.
And then it was like filled with smoke randomly. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
One scene
man.
that was really fucking cool was when they're parachuting down and Godzilla's like fighting
Oh,
him.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
fighting
that,
the Muto.
dude. They're
Yeah.
all haloing down.
Yeah.
Dude. I'd been like, well, damn. Where am
Yeah.
I going to land?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you could go there, but
Yeah. And I kind of felt the atomic breath was a little underwhelming. The little white streak.
Yeah. The
build-up
build-up
was
is
cool.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
brothers. We're brothers.
Yeah, right? That noise, whatever that rev up noise.
Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, they kind of made that their own thing.
Yeah,
I think it works
and-
well.
And how he used it at the end with the kiss of death. That was
Oh,
dope.
that was
Oh.
sweet.
I
That was
cheered when I
badass.
saw that for the first
When he
time.
did that, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, and then the head just pops off. And
Yeah.
But again, it was so
Yes.
fucking dark. I didn't even realize he just held his fucking head. Like he
It
was,
was
just
to save
holding his
money.
head.
Seriously, I
Right.
bet
It had to
anything
have
that was
been. The
all to
CG
be to save money. We don't have to do nearly as much CGI.
Yeah,
And
it
then
had to
after
have
the
been
first
lacking.
one, and then when they get into King of Monsters, I was like, well, you got a lot more of them now.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
they obviously had the money to put more CGI into it. I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
one thing
Yeah,
I had
it still is pretty dark in that movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially during the snow level, the snow scenes. But
Yeah.
one thing, back to Godzilla 2014, the dorsal plates I hated. They look like dog teeth, like they were
Yeah.
just straight.
Yeah, they're
where-
different.
King of the Monsters brought back the pattern from
Yeah.
the original
They're- well, you
Godzilla,
Yeah.
and that's the first time he had that design since the original movie, if I'm correct. But
Not 100% sure.
yeah, he
They were
looked.
smaller.
I thought he
They were
looked
definitely
amazing.
smaller.
The atomic breath was a lot better.
Mhm.
They explained, like, I like the inner Earth, the Hollow Earth stuff,
Mhm.
and they updated all the monsters perfectly.
Yeah, the Mutos were badass when they first came out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was so sweet.
Yeah.
That sound that they made.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When that came up, that
Yeah.
like, whoa! I
Yeah.
remember sitting there. I was like, dude.
Yeah. King of the
Well,
Monsters.
they did a lot better than the '98 version, So we stepped up our game.
Yeah, a
We
little
stepped
bit.
up our game.
A little bit. Yes. Yeah. What I've heard is Japan was very well receptive of 2014, and then even
I bet.
King of the
bet.
Monsters that come out. They brought back the blue.
Mhm.
I like
Yeah.
it. Was pretty. It was kind of cool that they kind of brought back, like, you could see the blue like through his gills and his
Mhm.
eyes, like when he
Yeah.
charges up. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Ghidorah was amazing.
They did justice to Rodan and Mothra, I thought too, especially
Okay.
Mothra. Man, they showed her a lot of love.
So are we jumping?
Yeah,
What are we
let's
doing?
jump. What are we
Because-
jumping?
Shin.
Well, Shin, dude. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. Let's hop
I
back.
was like, wow, we just skipped 2016.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, we could hop
I was
up
like,
to
Shin Godzilla definitely needs some words.
Yes. Eric, I'm gonna let you take that one. Japan was like, all right, our turn.
Yep.
Dude.
And they just they're like, we're gonna try something different, and Toho let them do it. And I think any Godzilla movie made in the future, like, owes it to this movie, 100%. I love this movie. I don't know
Dude, they
everyone's
Oh, I did
opinion on
too.
it. I'm pretty sure a lot of
absolutely
people liked
rocked it.
Mhm.
But funny story is, it was the second time of me seeing this movie in the theater, and my girlfriend at the time decided to go see it with me, and she actually liked it, and it was subtitled and all that, and now go figure, that girlfriend is now my wife.
Yes.
That might have played a little bit into it, but
Yeah.
this is the first foreign film I've ever seen multiple times in a theater.
Yeah. They it was definitely nuts because it just started like his tail, right? Like it was just this.
It's all you
No,
see.
he
is
was just
tail.
like an eel almost, like
Yeah.
and he looked so weird.
Yeah.
I
Whatever
didn't know
you-
how to
he came
feel
up
when I
on
first
land.
saw it. I was just
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah, I was like,
this is what they
is
come
this?
up with?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
Blood.
Like if
this
I
has
didn't
to be
see, like I
something
seen a
else.
preview trailer beforehand, if I didn't see that, and
Yeah.
my first vision of Godzilla is coming down the river, like
Yeah.
all like, fucked up looking. I was
All
like,
googly
I can't
eyed,
believe
like
they
his
did this
eyes.
to him. Like this is horrible. Like I feel so
Yep.
bad for him right now, looking like a fucking worm coming
Yeah.
out of the
Yep.
fucking river, dude.
Didn't he like spit blood out of his gills and shit?
Yeah, his
Oh,
gills were
yeah, I
just
think that was his second
constantly-
form.
Yeah.
First came
Well, that's
on
when he
land.
was evolving all the shit
Yeah.
all over the goddamn street.
Yeah.
Yeah, all like his
Dude.
googly eyes, dude. I'll never forget the first time. They're just like spilling blood all over a street, just like.
Can't even go.
Yeah. But when
Seriously,
he reaches
though.
that final form,
Oh my gosh.
I would say
Well-
it is definitely the most terrifying Godzilla had been since 1954.
He really didn't fully reach his fifth form.
No.
No.
Like, dude,
I mean,
you
it was
couldn't-
just starting as
Mhm.
he froze.
He
Yep.
walked like a zombie, like slow. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like slow, and you can't stop it. No matter what.
No.
It's gone
No.
through 4 phases. You can't
Dude.
stop it. This was what I was hinting at earlier, where the Japan's like, yeah, fuck our government. They massacre the government in this movie.
Yes, they
All the
did.
bureaucracy, red tape,
Mhm.
bullshit.
But that's how it is, dude. That's how that's what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
when
tell
they give
no
an
one.
order,
Don't
there's
tell
9
no
people
one.
in the room they have to
No?
follow.
And they did it in -1 too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't
yeah.
shh.
Yeah.
But this was more like, we gotta straight up lie to these people because we don't know how to deal with this and we don't want to look stupid.
Seriously.
Well, wasn't
And-
that the
Stop
symbol?
that.
Wasn't that the symbol of the other meltdown that they had? And they were like, ugh.
Fukushima.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what this movie
Symbolized.
got at, was just how in
Yeah, that was like
times like that, the
2011?
government almost works against
That was in 2011.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Fukushima.
Yeah.
So his atomic breath.
Mhm.
That first stage of it when it's just bellowing smoke.
Yeah.
Then it just turns to fire. Then it's
Yep.
just like this pure just
Energy.
beam.
Energy
Dude.
beam, yeah.
I had goosebumps the entire time that was
Dude, the
happening.
music.
I was like,
during
I can't.
that
I don't know
scene-
what to do. Like,
I know,
so
it's
crazy,
like-
man. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, and if you think about the amount of people that just died, that
Immediately.
were literally just gone. Just
Because it was like, God, it was like what, a mile, maybe a
yeah,
mile from
Yeah.
the city.
it was
Just,
just
Well,
exploded.
his
Fire.
mouth opened up like the vampires in Blade 2. Just.
Yeah.
that was crazy too.
Oh, and his eye first glossed over,
Yeah. Yeah.
and before it like
that was cool
really
too. It's
focused.
like a shark. The sharks do that
Yeah.
in the fence.
Mm-hmm.
They cover their eyes. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah. It was.
But then
It was
coming
cool.
out of the dorsal fins, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
No,
the fighter
yeah,
jet.
got
It's
all
like
the
you're done.
planes.
You ain't stopping this now.
The tip
There's
of the
no
tail.
way to stop it.
The tip of the tail too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
going all over the place.
Yeah. What do you do?
You ain't stopping it. The bombers are all get taken out.
Yeah.
One of the coolest scenes. It was one of the best shots of Godzilla I've ever seen. Was when they brought in like I don't know if they were like Apache helicopters, but just and like right beside him, you see Godzilla down there and his tail's up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I was like, Godzilla's really cool with a huge tail. I love
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah.
I did. I liked it too.
Yeah, when I first saw the design, I was like, he's got such small arms and such a big tail.
He
Like,
did.
Yeah.
He did have smaller arms.
But
and they
then
did
when the
not
movie
move.
came, it just
They did not
blew
move.
my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't even think about it anymore.
No.
Mm-mm.
And he walked, you were fucked. Like, you're done.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? And then finally, they froze him, and the humans on the tail, the humanoid
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah, that's his fifth form,
Yeah.
Shout out Roland Emmerich.
dude.
Yeah.
If
yeah,
they would have
The
got
baby
out,
Godzillas.
can you imagine though if they got out?
Oh,
Fuck you,
man.
Roland Emmerich. God, he fucked him up. Hey, let's bring in a bunch of baby Godzillas. It'll be, but sir, they did it in Jurassic Park. Oh, let's just do this. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Hate
Did
that
you
guy.
see? You ever seen a photo of those? Like
Yeah,
what they would
the-
actually look like?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're wild.
Insane.
They're wild.
There's some art.
It's like
going
Resident
around.
Evil meets Godzilla.
Oh, you're done.
Imagine those running around the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ah.
But that just shows like he kept evolving and he
Yeah.
was just gonna turn into something that kept killing him.
Right.
And I'll tell
It
you
was
what,
wild.
you better keep up on that. Can you imagine a power outage or something happens? You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I'm glad it ended the way that it did. And it like showed what could have happened.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of wish they would have made a sequel, but
It's almost better.
until about a month ago.
Yeah, yeah, right. It's almost better
Yeah.
leaving your imagination to it. Like, oh, that could
Right.
have been bad.
Right.
Yeah,
And I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Cloverfield had it.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
Roland Emmerich had
Mhm.
it. You
Yeah.
know. The
I mean,
little,
what would you do? Like, if I was in that war room, they'd be like, Ryan, what are we gonna do with this frozen Godzilla? And I'd just be like, well, let's put a nuke up his ass like a suppository and see what happens. He's frozen.
I'd probably Bud Dwyer it at that point.
Oh!
It's a little dark pole, but
Oh my god!
what are you gonna do, dude? Honestly,
Dude,
if I would have
that's
seen
serious,
that
man.
breath,
That's
if I would have
serious.
seen that breath,
Yeah.
and what the devastation.
Eric.
Sorry.
Eric, what's your idea? Why do you have a manila envelope?
Oh, that's so.
Oh god! All right, Brandon, what's your idea?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But hey, I'm moving. I'm
Yeah.
just leaving the country because I ain't dealing with this bullshit
Yeah,
anymore.
pack your shit. We're done.
He was the biggest. Remember, he was the biggest one too so far.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
huge.
dude, he was enormous.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have not seen it, go see that movie. Well,
Oh, highly
rent it,
recommend.
buy
It's
it, whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
the
Such a good
only-
movie.
the only thing that threw me off in those movies was like they finally have like some young hot Japanese girl who shows up
Oh,
and then
she
she
was
speaks
cute, wasn't she?
English out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
And
she's a
then
senator's daughter, but she spoke like broken English.
yeah, she spoke like what you
Huh?
would think, someone was making fun of a Japanese person
Yeah,
Oh.
would
that threw
speak.
me off.
Fucking-
Yeah, and then the when they had the helicopter, the American pilots radioing into each other,
Yeah,
that kind of took me out of it
Like,
a little bit. It was like a video game.
They sound like Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Oh, really?
Yeah, like a very very stereotypical.
No, Chinese Japanese stereotype. Boo. It's from South Park, guys. Chill out.
yeah, it's already out there. Don't blame us.
Yeah. So then we hop back to America, and we find out they're doing Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Mm.
Mhm.
Ooh, I thought the human story really. I was like, okay, this reminds me of an updated, corny, fun Godzilla movie, Human Story. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's out there, but not too out there. And like you said, they did every monster justice. Every
They
single one of them. Mothra was super cool. She was
Yeah.
awesome.
And I want to bring up Rodan because this is what I was been waiting for.
Roll.
When he came into the scene, dude, what a badass scene that was.
Yes.
When he just busts through he's shaking off and he's just looking around. He looks over at the city
Mhm.
and it kind of like zooms in a little bit, and he takes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that part when he's going over the city and it's just a shadow. It's all you see is his shadow.
Yeah.
And everything's burning underneath him.
Could you
What a
imagine
badass scene.
walking through that city after that, just seeing body parts of people just flying through shit? Just
Dude. Even when he was chasing the bomber and stuff, dude, there's no way you're going to
when he
escape this.
does the twirl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no way you're escaping this.
Yeah, they had to literally go into Ghidorah
Yeah.
to save themselves.
He barely made it out of that.
Ghidorah was awesome. That scene
Dude.
when he or she, whatever he is on that hill, he spreads his wings and he got the cross
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made him massive.
Yes.
Do you guys think of this? Because I think of this all the time. And I did it when I was watching -1. When they roar, do you expect your eardrums just to blow the fuck out?
Yeah.
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 Okay,
Mhm.
okay, you only get to hear it once because
Yeah.
then you're
Yeah.
deaf afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way you're sitting through all these monsters attacking each other and like, I can hear everything. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way your eardrums are gone, dude.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
100%.
Yeah.
You hear like gunshots and stuff, and you have issues with your ears if you don't wear earplugs over time.
Right.
And these giant things are roaring.
Yeah.
You're done.
You'd be toast.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, my
That's why I
dog
said like
barks in the living
Rodan
room,
coming
and I'm
through,
like,
and he's just like,
"Dang."
"Arr!" Yeah, my ears are
Yeah.
gone, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing it anymore.
So let's power through Godzilla and Kong. I want to get to -1.
Yeah.
Godzilla and Kong was awesome. Beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
I thought the human story really lacked. I didn't really
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had mixed opinions on it.
didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
It's like a family drama.
Yeah, and everyone called
Almost.
Godzilla and Kong to team up. We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Mechagodzilla, I will say, I was disappointed in the design. I
Yeah,
It
thought
was all right.
I
It
thought
wasn't
Ready
too-
I thought Ready Player One had a badass design.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
He was cool. But the fight was awesome. Godzilla and
Oh,
Kong
yeah.
beat the shit out of each other.
Dude, when they were on the
Mhm.
destroy or the carriers, and
Yes.
they fucking drowned them right
Yes.
away.
Yeah.
Movie's done.
yeah.
Goes back in the ocean. Credits.
Dude, I have a hard time with underwater shit like that. Like when he was pulling Kong down, I was like holding my breath, like, oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
But
Dude, yeah.
yeah, it was cool. It was a solid.
I liked
movie.
it though because it did Kong. It did stand out to me as more of a better Kong film
Mhm.
since the past ones, and I did like the one they came out with.
Skull Island was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I did like
That
that.
is one of my favorite movies of the legendary
Yeah.
MonsterVerse. I
Yeah.
would say.
Yep.
That was pretty sweet. The
When they're walking through
skull
the
pillars and shit.
forest.
Yeah.
and that spider's leg just goes through that guy, and you realize it's not a forest.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it is, but it's still the
Yeah,
spiders
not
blend in.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
did you Eric? Are you watching Monarch?
Yeah, I'm all caught
Okay.
up on that.
Yeah. So they showed that scene. That was the 1st episode.
Oh, no shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They go
I'll have
back
to
to
check that
Skull
out.
Island. So
yeah, dude, they got a really cool
dude,
scene.
you gotta watch it, Ryan.
I'll
Yeah,
watch
you
it.
have to.
It's pretty
I don't want to
sweet.
spoil anything.
I'm waiting
Yeah.
for them to release all the episodes so then I get Apple TV for free and just
And
watch
then
it all.
Binge it.
Not
Dude,
worry
I did
about
a
it.
3-month free trial. They had a 3-month free trial.
Is it all going to be released though, in time?
The first
There's
season,
10
there's 6
episodes,
episodes
so-
in.
Okay.
So
You could probably do it now.
All
if
right.
it
and
does.
then, but no, I would wait because, well, I don't know if they'll stop offering it, but Killers of the Flower Moon is gonna come to
that
Apple
would be
TV
sweet.
Plus too.
All right. I'll wait
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
So after that, we get word that Eric, I think I broke this one to you. Like, dude, the Japanese are doing another Godzilla movie. I think that was the first time I've ever been one up on you with anything Godzilla related. Or am I
Yeah,
wrong?
because, well, I knew they were making one because I
Okay.
kept looking for a Shin Godzilla sequel.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting
But
for.
you actually showed or sent the trailer or the announcement, the poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Godzilla minus one trailer comes out. Brandon and I do a trailer reaction to it. And Eric, I tell you, I said if this movie is a fraction of how good that trailer is, we are in for a treat. And you never watched the trailer.
No, I wouldn't watch the trailers for this movie.
Where would
I
you?
get like that sometimes too, though.
Yeah.
I understand.
Where would you guys rank this movie on
See-
on the whole scale?
It depends what you're looking at it for. Because
The best story out of all of them.
Yeah.
I'm realizing
human
right
side?
now that my top Godzilla movies, he's the bad guy in all of them.
Right. Right.
Like I don't know why. Like I think he works as a guardian of Earth, but man,
Yeah.
I'd definitely put it top 3.
Yeah.
I
I
could do
think
that.
I think I said this in my spoiler-free review. Godzilla minus one did what Halloween failed to do, Alien and Predator failed to do, the Jurassic Park movies have failed to do. Anything that has tried to come back
Mhm.
and make it respect its roots,
Mm-hmm.
if it got it, nailed it right on the head. And it was like an old monster movie because Godzilla's not in this movie much, but when he's
No.
in it, it matters.
Right.
Like-
But the human story of it is so good. The
It
characters
is.
are
Dude, it
so
builds
good.
it up so
All-
strong.
The captain of the boat,
Dude.
the weapons developer.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Yeah.
The physicist or whatever? Is that the guy you're talking about?
The what one? Sorry.
The,
The
physicist?
physicist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that young kid, dude. They all just work together
Yeah.
perfectly.
Real quick, spoiler warning. We're talking minus one. If you
Yeah,
guys
so if
haven't
you
seen
haven't seen it, then get the
sign
fuck
off
outta
right
here.
now. Yeah, we'll catch you guys
Yeah, what
later.
are you doing?
Yeah.
They released it in even more theaters in America.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Well-
I just seen it, so
Yeah. So, yeah, spoiler.
Hey,
So,
first Godzilla movie I ever saw on IMAX.
that's awesome. Dude,
Yeah, and you want to talk about being deaf after hearing a roar?
right.
Oh my gosh, my ears were ringing after that movie.
I liked how they went back and it showed it to be him, a dinosaur on an island.
yeah, like he was
Yeah,
just
and that
still
was the-
evolving.
That was the original
cool.
island from the 1954
Odo Island?
Odo or whatever.
Yeah, Odo Island. It's
Yeah.
the original island from the '54.
I like how, they show up and when he shows up, deep sea fish come with him, and they're just like, "Where
Yeah,
is
that
he?
kind of threw me off at first.
Where is
I
he?"
was like, what the hell is this?
But
But yeah, that's
The
like
sh-
the radiation killing him, right? That's what I.
I don't
That's
know.
what But the thing is, he wasn't irradiated yet.
Well, in the novel, Eric, I mentioned this to you. I
Yeah.
get in the novel to the island, he would bring the
Uh-huh.
fish to the villagers, and he would never
Right, but
attack.
These are all dead in the water, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. And he would never attack anyone unless he was attacked. That's why he didn't kill him when he was in the fighter jet.
Yeah.
He never fired at him. That's why he saw him and let him go. To
Okay.
where we nuked him then. He transformed and he's like, well, fuck all y'all. You're done. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
you guys attacked me, not knowingly. And man, when he first shows up, every time he shows up, it's eerie. It's like, this is not good.
Mm-hmm.
And he went, dude, that scene, I forgot what the guy was saying, the boat captain. He's like, oh, no problem. And Godzilla comes up and fucking wrecks that boat. And he's like, never mind. Like,
Right.
we're fucked. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
when they're waiting for him.
yeah. All
that
the
where you-
sea,
yeah,
all the
yeah.
fish started coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, what this
Well-
movie? Oh, go ahead, Eric.
Oh, sorry. So I don't know if you guys picked up on this when you first saw it or whatever, but the government lured them out
I did.
without
They're
them
they're
knowing.
bait. They're bait.
Yeah. They lured them out to that
Well, it
area.
clicked in my head when he was like, "What are we doing out here then?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
uh-huh.
"Oh, they're fucking bait. They're the
bait
bait."
so that other ships could get there. The
Yeah.
warship.
Yeah. That was a pretty cool scene, though.
Dude, that
But
warship
they're
was
like, you're-
awesome.
Oh, here comes Godzilla's gonna destroy the freaking wood boat, and then the war. Doosh.
Yeah.
That water scene.
Oh, when he's
one of,
chasing
if
him?
not, yeah, dude, one of the best Godzilla scenes ever.
That was sweet.
Yeah. Well,
My
they
son's
blew
like,
his
he
fucking...
looks like a seal.
Yeah.
It's coming
They-
out of the water. I was
Yeah.
like, God, man, I keep seeing a damn seal.
Eric, I remember your reaction when they blew his fucking head off. Or
Yeah.
the part of his head, and everyone's
His
like,
face,
whoa,
yeah.
damn. And then it was like T-1000 regenerating, like,
Yeah.
keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Goldblum, must go faster, must go faster.
Right.
Like, seriously, yeah, the serpent look, like, he's just looking at him, like, and
Mm-hmm.
the atomic breath. Damn.
That was powerful.
Yeah, it was just,
Very,
and
very
it
powerful.
shoots and it just disappears.
Yeah.
Then it blows back, and you see it hurt him too. Like, he's
Yeah.
all burnt up and
Mhm.
fucked up from it. And
Oh, that part was sweet when he's
Yeah.
standing there.
yeah.
He's all on fire a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then he
Dude,
roars up at the
pissed
mushroom
off,
cloud.
man.
Ooh,
pissed off.
I have seen two of some of the greatest scenes of movies ever shot in IMAX in
Yeah.
this year,
right.
and both of them were friggin' atomic explosions.
Oh,
Oppenheimer and this movie.
As far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned,
It's the same damn movie.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, dude,
Oppenheimer is the prequel to Godzilla -1, and I will
Yeah,
watch them both
right.
in a row
Yeah.
every
Right.
time.
You watch it in a row, and then
Is
you-
insane.
Yeah, Barbenheimer. Fuck all that noise.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer -1.
Yeah.
Seriously, it fits.
Dude, those scenes in IMAX were nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, and then come to find out, another thing that I really liked was they weren't like, oh, we got to build a weapon to fucking beat him. They like use science, like, oh, well,
Yeah.
we'll make the water less
Yep.
buoyant. He'll sink down. Hopefully, he fucking dies.
That's a
Yep.
smart thing.
And he
too. I was
doesn't,
like, damn,
right.
that's pretty cool.
And then going back to the human story, Japan's government was really fucked up back in the day. I mean, just to sit there and go,
To be honest, Russia's like that. China's like that.
Yeah.
Japan, they're all like that.
yeah,
They
like,
don't tell their citizens.
yeah, you are like it just makes you the gift of life, I guess, or how precious life is and everything.
Mhm.
And for that to come full circle at the end to where
Yep.
Mm.
he ejected, I was like,
Mhm.
man,
That was sweet.
that was good. It gave me
Yeah.
like goosebumps and
Yeah.
I figured
he
that's
did
what
it
it
for
was.
that little girl too. I mean,
Yeah.
right.
he didn't give
I figured
a crap
that's what it
about
was
her all
though.
movie.
When
Mm-hmm.
the mechanic was telling him, he's like, and there's one more thing, and then
Yeah.
it cut off, and I was like,
Mhm.
there's an ejection suite because they were talking about it. If you remember,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that like, oh, they said, yeah, all the planes have ejection seats, and they don't. And the kamikaze pilots are just smacking in the shit,
Mhm.
not being able to eject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it came out. Oh, these people just die for the hell of it. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's what I want to do then.
Right. But Eric, you touched on it just now. Like, yeah, he didn't give a shit about the little girl. Like, it's not what I want. This isn't the
Mhm.
position I want to be in. and he gave that girl to that woman who actually had a lot of character growth, to where
Yeah,
she
she
was
did.
blaming him that her family would still be alive if he were to be a kamikaze, if he would have done
Yep.
his job. And it came a
Oh,
lot.
you're talking his neighbor.
His
Yeah,
neighbor, yeah.
Yeah.
there was a lot of full circle moments, and the characters, like, I perfectly casted. I don't know any of these actors
The
or
mechanic,
actresses.
came full circle. To
All of them. Yeah, the
Yep,
mechanic
everyone.
came
He
full
killed
circle.
all his soldier mates, and then, hey, I want you to live now.
Yeah.
Okay,
God.
so
Damn, was this such a good movie?
that's what I said. It's such a
You could take
it's a
Godzilla.
badass movie.
You could pull
and
Godzilla
it was
out of
so
it.
good.
You could
so
pull
good.
Godzilla out of it and make him a fucking warship or something. And it's a good
Yeah.
movie.
Right.
But, like, and thank God, because let's be honest, we watch Godzilla movies for him.
Destruction.
Yeah.
I
And
wanna see shit die.
This movie has everything, and there was one
Oh.
callback that I absolutely loved. Was the original Godzilla, the black and white? Remember, like, the guys up in the tower, and they're holding on, and Godzilla takes the tower, and you ride the tower down with the guys, and then it just cuts
Yeah.
off.
Oh, the news reporters.
The news reporters on the roof.
Yes.
Man,
I
did they
thought the
get
same
it
thing. I was
bad.
like, these fucking assholes.
Yeah, they held on all the way down.
The
and
creature's coming towards us.
Then, yeah,
Get the hell out of there.
yeah, I know, right? Well, what are you gonna do? Go downstairs, like, dude.
I wanted him
Just
to
take
like
the
look
elevator.
right at him and just be like, wham, just
Yeah.
smash them.
That
Because
would've
that's what
been
he was.
dope.
I thought it was gonna happen.
Yeah, and then the
But it
train, the train in the mouth, I felt was a
Oh, yeah.
callback.
That was back to
That was more
what
King
54
Kong.
too, right?
Oh no, wait, no, Godzilla.
Oh,
did a
Godzilla,
train.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
he
train
did
in
the same
his
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I
There's a lot of throwbacks.
I thought he was perfectly
music.
updated looking.
My son pointed that out right away. Dun dun dun.
Yes,
dun.
so do we.
Instantly, he
yeah.
goes, "It's the same music." I was like,
Yeah.
"I know."
Because that music is fucking awesome and should be Japan's fucking national anthem.
Right.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Oh,
That got me
oh,
going.
But even
fucking
even
goosebumps.
like with the human element, like I'm sitting there and I'm watching it in the theater with my dad and my brother, and it's a Japanese Godzilla movie. And that when he goes to the hospital at the end, and the
Yeah.
first thing she says to him is your war over yet?"
Yeah.
I was just like, oh.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
ready to
It
get
got
married,
me.
dude.
I was
She
like,
wants to
oh,
get married
man.
now. Let's get married.
Dude,
But then her neck, man, and then her
Yeah,
neck.
what was up with that? So
Yes.
it's like radiation poisoning, or is it something else?
it looked
I
like it
don't
was
know.
moving. It looks like
Dude,
it's
That's what I
moving.
Well,
thought.
She
Dude, that's Venom.
regenerated, right?
That's Venom.
I mean,
Okay. That's Hayden.
Yeah.
Hayden said that.
That's what
That's
I
what said,
yeah.
I'm like,
She
she
had
had to have. She was vapor, dude.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. Yeah, she got smoked by that what would you call it? The
The fallout.
fallout,
yeah.
whatever.
The blast.
Yeah.
yeah, the blast. You call it blast. Aftermath blast. I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But just to go back to that theme song, Akira Ifukube,
Yeah.
is there
Yeah.
any other franchise that carries their same theme song for 70 years? Bond?
I
James
mean,
Bond? Does
I
James
would
Bond
say
have it?
Halloween, but it's not 70 years.
No, it's nowhere close. Like,
No,
Yeah,
but I mean, throughout
it's
every
still
movie,
going
right?
though.
yeah, even America got on board with it. They're like, yeah, it's cool.
Well, you got to go back. What has been continuing to produce movies? I mean, James Bond would probably be something.
Yeah,
They've been going for a long ass time.
yeah.
But
There's a lot of good scores and good music in the Godzilla movies, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
will always come back to that one.
Oh,
that
dude.
was so cool.
Yeah,
I was
it gets
so
me
happy.
jacked every time.
So happy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was
So,
awesome.
We
Badass
touched
movie.
on the new Empire.
Yeah.
I don't get the fuss about the pink shit at all. Either side.
Listen, some fans of Godzilla may not like the new pink atomic breath because it's like I said, they're just like, oh, it's change. I was like,
I
it's
think
been
that's
changed.
mostly it.
You know,
He's-
I don't understand how many
he's-
times it's been changed. And
Every single movie.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single
But
one.
how many of these people are only watching the American ones though?
Again, that's what I think
Right.
it is.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
they never changed it before.
Well-
Yes, they did, motherfucker.
Well, even like they're like, oh, he's running. Like motherfucker, he just ran in the last movie. Him and
I want to bring
Mechagodzilla
something
ran
up
at each other.
actually.
I'm sure
If
they're
you
gonna explain
rewatch
it in
that-
some way too.
Go
Yeah.
back, King of Monsters.
He runs.
Best scenes you can see. He looks fat
Yeah.
compared to the new one in
Yeah.
this Godzilla X Kong. He looks so much thinner.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
What-
he's evolved, man.
What I'm
He's evolved.
What I'm assuming, yeah, he's evolving. Is he somehow
His arms
tunneled,
look longer too.
He tunneled to the inner Earth, Hollow Earth, and it took effect on him. Like that's what I got.
Yeah, it
from
might be his natural way of like just being down there makes him that way. Who
Yeah,
knows,
he's
but
evolved every movie so far.
All
He
I know
looks
is
different.
the American Godzilla movies have a lot of competition coming out of Japan
Oh,
all of
for
a
sure.
sudden.
Yeah,
Well, I tell you what, if they continue with -1 Shin Godzilla shit, well,
Mhm.
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
exactly.
that's actually
Especially -1.
that's the next thing, real quick. What would be your guys' dream scenario for it moving forward? Like, what do you think? What would you like to see?
I'm gonna answer first. Sorry, Brandon, but I think if you continue Godzilla -1, you gotta bring in the other kaiju and kind of go the route that they did, right?
Yeah, I agree.
The last
Yeah.
two Japanese movies have been soft reboots where he's been the bad guy,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been great. But I mean, how many times are you gonna do it over again?
Right.
I think what Japan lacks is not the production companies, like the production side of it, like what we have over here and the CGI side. Because there was times when you could see like, ooh, I could see like some
A couple
flaws,
shots. Yeah.
you know. But I feel like if they had a real strong company behind them, they could do some damage.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, what was it?
I want to
$13
see,
billion,
like I'm going off
that?
what you said, Eric. I want to
Well-
see the other kaiju's coming in.
There's
Right.
there's a couple reports coming out to where like they said it was $15 million, and the director came out and was like, I wish it was $15 million, and I was like, it's even
It's
less,
like more. Oh,
dude. I swear to God, Hollywood is laundering money. Fucking
whoa.
A. Yeah.
Well, they
like,
the pay is a lot different because of unions in America
Yeah, I
and
get
all
that.
It gets messy, but dude, if you can make that for 13 million, like what are you doing with the Flash, man?
exactly.
Here we
Like what
go
are you
again.
doing, man? What are you paying for?
Yeah. Like I
we
said,
went on this fucking spiel a
Yep.
million times.
like Brandon
Yeah.
said. Like Brandon said, there were a couple shots in -1. It was usually like the full body shots where you're like,
yeah,
okay. But a lot of that movie looked fucking beautiful.
it was
Like-
Oh
spot,
yeah.
spot
Wow.
on.
And yeah, that's what I sat there in the theater. I was like, Hollywood launders money. This is fucking crazy how bad. I just watched
Yep.
The Flash earlier this year. I watched Ant-Man. I've watched all these movies where it's just horrible CGI, like terrible.
Mhm.
And Japan's like, it's always been a joke. Like, yeah, Japan just doesn't have the
Yeah, there's always
resources.
been bodysuits or puppets.
Yeah,
you know, like,
and look at them
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
So
Well, they just don't throw into their movies what we throw into them, I guess.
no,
But now think about this. I mean, Godzilla -1 is such a huge success.
Mhm.
huge.
That might have changed it for them.
Yeah, I mean, would you go for -1 for a -1 sequel? Would you go elsewhere in the world, or would you keep it in Japan?
no, I'd keep it in Japan.
Yeah, keep it in Japan. I mean,
Man, how much
They
work
never
can
went
that place
anywhere else,
take?
and you know, I
Right.
think we can rebuild it.
Yeah, we just don't have a
there's
lot
not
of
going to
money.
be the same reaction.
Japan's
to
a
San
big-
Francisco getting destroyed.
Big country. I mean, you can
Yeah,
go,
no
like, other
shit.
areas
Like
of
San Francisco's
Japan,
getting
right?
destroyed. We're just like, fuck yeah, do it. All right.
Yeah, yeah. Whoops. So,
Yeah.
so my dream scenario, I didn't really go off with like the Japanese side. I was just more or less off the MonsterVerse side for everything.
Mhm.
hmm
I want to see like like all the monsters again. I want to see Mothra. Well, Rodan's kind of fucked, I guess. But I want to
No,
see
he's
monsters.
alive.
He got killed by Mothra.
No. Remember he came
Yeah.
back and bowed to Godzilla? He bowed.
Did
He had a wound.
Yeah.
I thought Mothra stuck him with.
He did, but he came back. He had a
Oh,
wound.
okay.
He bowed to Godzilla.
Either way, I
Well,
want to see
Mothra
them
was
all
the one who died.
unite. I want to see them unite and take on a colossal threat, and I
Mhm.
want that threat to be Destroya. I want him to come back and just be a fucking massive brawl.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
That would
Even
be
King
cool.
Ghidorah can be in it too, like
You know, the
You
swing
know,
back.
I need Gigan, man.
or some kind
Yeah.
of space shit.
I need
I just
Gigan,
want to see
too.
stuff like that. They didn't have any of that shit. I mean, obviously they're going off of Titans, right? In the
Yeah.
US side.
Right.
They had what's the mammoth one called? Behemoth or something like that.
Something
I
like
think
that.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
it was like what the hell is this?
But they got a new one in Monarch Legacy.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Well,
Yeah.
if you guys don't mind, I need to swing back. I can't believe we didn't mention this with King of the Monsters, but nuclear Godzilla.
Oh, dude.
How dope
Yeah.
was that when everything started melting?
Mhm.
And Brandon, did you ever notice whenever he let off a charge, you heard and saw Mothra in the shockwave?
No.
Go on YouTube after this. Check
Was
that
that
out.
after Mothra died? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he's got
So
Mothra's
that
power.
was the essence of Mothra.
Yeah,
No
dude,
way.
Ghidorah
I love
was
the fact that first time it did that, and Ghidorah's wings just disintegrated.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You're done.
Close your eyes
You were
next
dumb.
time and hear it, and then
Yeah.
look at it. Each time you see Mothra in the aftershock. Yeah,
Speaking of Mothra, when they first showed Mothra in that waterfall, that was such a cool scene.
it was a
Yeah,
perfect way to
wings came
introduce
out.
her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
What you got, Eric?
That was awesome.
In my opinion, they have to bring Anguirus in.
Yes.
Godzilla X
Yeah.
Kong.
I want. So are you talking still off -1?
No, this
Oh,
is
you're
for
just
Godzilla
whatever.
X Kong.
Yeah.
They need to bring them in.
So
They're
there
in
is
Hollow
another
Earth.
Titan in there.
Yeah.
Remember
Oh,
I
yeah,
said
there's-
someone said something about there being another Titan in Godzilla X Kong.
I
Call
was
of
thinking-
Duty released a Godzilla Kong crossover event,
Uh-huh.
and inside this cave there was a drawing of Godzilla fighting a Titan, and it's something I've never seen before. And it was huge. It was way
Really?
bigger than him, and it had dorsal fins on his back just like he did. So it's something. If you look it up, I think it's Call of Duty. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah,
Go ahead
we'll
and
see.
talk. I'll bring it up. See if I can see it.
No, I don't know where I'd want the franchise to go. -1, I really appreciated how like grounded it was, and it still gave us something new. Like we did not fight Godzilla in the water like that for a not like that
Right.
in a long time.
Here you go.
I would like another kaiju to come up. I don't know if I would bring. Oh yeah, Brandon, you're right.
So that was in Call of
Yep.
Duty. So it's something.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how to build off -1. I'm scared to.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, like the
And
movie.
I can agree. I'm scared that
Is it-
they'll
it's
fuck it up.
It's a damn near perfect Godzilla movie, but I don't want to restart it either. Like Eric said,
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
you know.
that's how I felt with Shin Godzilla. I was like, how are they going to restart this again? And they nailed it. But I mean,
Right.
you're not going to nail that every time.
No, you're not.
Wouldn't you fucking shit if they released Shin versus -1? Like they're in the same universe and you never knew, just at different times.
I don't know. That'd be like
Whoa.
heroin for my veins. At that point, I don't know.
Yeah.
It would probably be like, see, I want to avoid the Destroy All Monsters and Godzilla Final Wars, because those were all, like, Final Wars was like, it was a last breath for them, almost.
It was their end game.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it was
it
just
was.
fan service because it was 50 years, but no one was actually, like, thought it was a great movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just all fan service, which was
Yeah.
cool.
Yep. Yeah,
I
I'm
definitely
not
want to see
sure.
like a Mechagodzilla in like a -1. I think that would be cool. But it's gonna be so hard because they did such a good job. With
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
but like a Biolente, I want to see like something like big. Like,
Oh, I
Man,
know.
they could do a Biolente with his like regenerating cells, like
yeah.
obviously bringing people back.
Well, that's what Biolente was, wasn't it? Like plant cells, Godzilla
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was him.
cells, and there was something else. I
Like,
think.
could you
It
imagine
was like a
all those
mix.
people start forming like a fucking Akira, like, like just, you know, like coming together and facing off like some crazy ass like
I could see
Biolente
them doing
monster.
something like that in the the monster verse, but not so much in the Japanese.
Yeah, I will say
I
the
don't know.
American
It's so weird. It's so weird right now.
American ones look really cool right now, but I'm really scared we're gonna over corny it. I
Mm.
guess.
Well, that's why they
They
should
have
just
a
make
chance to
Gamera
do that.
movies. Let Gamera be corny.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Because they actually made a Shin Ultraman. I don't know if you guys knew that.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That'd be interesting. Interesting stuff, dude. Good time to be a Godzilla
Yeah.
fan.
Oh, dude, it's
It really
beautiful.
is.
What would you guys
beautiful.
put your top three, top 4, 5?
-1, the original Godzilla, Shin Godzilla, and I'll go Godzilla Kong 21. That's 4.
How about you, Eric?
I mean, I would say, in no particular order, you'd have to do -1 Shin and the original Gojira. You gotta.
That's
where
where
it
I'm
all
at.
came from.
That's where I'm at with my top 3. What's like your
But
biggest?
then, well, no, I gotta throw Son of Godzilla up there for me,
Oh,
man.
shit.
Oh, God.
Dude, I have
In your
such an
top?
affinity for that
well,
movie, man.
I was about to say, which one is your guilty pleasure? Like what?
That's
What's your,
Son of Godzilla. Son of Godzilla, 100%.
yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd say,
I gotta.
damn, I don't know.
I do.
So many
I
movies.
love Gigan.
Yeah,
I'd say
he's
that's
one of my
guilty.
favorite looking monsters.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with, and it's just gonna be. Was it 1964? Hold on, I gotta look this up now because I'm gonna fuck it up.
Well, while you're looking it up, Brandon, before we wrap that up, we need to post those YouTube. There's a guy. I should give him a shout out. I'll give him a shout out on the page. Eric, do you remember that found footage Godzilla? There's a bunch of
Yeah.
found footage videos like this guy makes and everything. Like, man, there's so much cool fan videos on YouTube, like Godzilla versus Gigan, Godzilla and the
Oh, well, Gigan Rex.
Gigan Rex, yeah.
God,
And
God,
then
Rex, I've heard of
Megalon.
that one.
That guy
Megalon.
actually did that for G-Fest, I think, or some
Yes,
Godzilla thing.
Megalon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he did get the same guy did Gigan Rex.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
that's cool as hell. You find it, Brandon?
It was actually we just talked about Godzilla versus Megalon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a crap movie, but like
It is, but Megalon's cool.
I think I
mean,
like it. Yeah, it was a 76. It was. I'm not sure. I was thinking 60 something, but
Huh.
yeah.
Well, all right, guys. I think that's all I got. This was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot
Yeah,
of
it
fun.
was. Thanks,
Fucking
thanks for having me for this one.
Nostalgic, fucking throwback. Love the characters.
Honestly,
Love the stories.
this is one of the episodes I
Awesome.
think we could have squeezed. Like, if I had 4 hours, we would have had no problem.
Oh, we could definitely go longer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. If we broke down each movie, I'd have to watch them again. I'm not gonna lie. There's some of them.
Right.
Because
Right.
I put notes on every one I watched. I put notes on, and I think I'm at half that I can remember. So, but I do remember a lot of it because when we start talking, I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So
If
Yeah.
you go on YouTube and search Godzilla-thon, Cinemasker,
Yeah. Awesome.
he put them all together, so it's like an hour and 45 minutes, to where he spends
Actually
about
gonna-
10 minutes on each movie,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that up in the corner right here.
and
So you
then
can click
if
the link if you wanted to see that.
Dude, he's
yeah, and if
awesome.
you guys ever do, I gotta look up this guy's name that I've been watching.
I watched that Cinemassacre. I think it was like 4 years ago.
Mhm.
And I was like, this is amazing. And I was actually going to
Yeah.
do a disclaimer at the beginning of the show on this. Like, this is not what it's going to be. That guy perfected it. There's
Right.
nothing I could do to make it better than what he did. Like,
Yep.
sorry.
And the guy who goes over all that production stuff with the Japanese Godzilla movies, it was Big Action Bill
Big Action Bill.
is his name. Definitely worth a look, but it's a way deeper dive than
Yeah. Let's give him
you know,
shout outs. Why
casual
not?
fan.
They deserve
Big
it.
Action Bill. Put the link
No,
up
I
in the
mean
corner
he,
right there.
definitely he's got me wanting to go back and rewatch all these movies.
Yeah, for sure.
I might not ever do it, but
Yeah. All
That'd
right.
be cool though. That'd be definitely cool.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I guess we should end up signing off. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us, Eric.
Yes, thanks, man.
all right, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Guys, audience, I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can reach us on Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram,
Or wherever you get your podcasts now. We're on Apple Music now.
Boom.
Finally.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's pretty busy. We're very, very busy right now with the holidays. Man, I mean, what do you think, Brandon? Probably the new year? After the new year?
We'll see. See how it goes.
Well, I guess, just in case, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. And if we don't see you guys, Happy New Year. We'll catch you later.
Till next time, my friends.
See you later.